that I will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one thing, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well hear this now, Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go, it come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here.
and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us, viewers. So I have a question tonight. What is happening to Trinidad and Tobago? Our sweet country. What is happening to our country presently? You know, it's sad to see that we as a nation with 1.4 million people and look at the state of our country. Look at the state of our country. It's sad to see neighbors turning against neighbors because of the election time. It's sad to see that when you walk in the hospital, it's a disgrace. It's sad to see in school have bullying taking place every day. It's sad to see that the community is overrun by pests. It's sad to see that police officers trying their best to keep crime and the neighborhood under control, but yet we have individuals who wants to run over the police. Isn't that really sad, you know? It's really, really sad. But nevertheless, the Election and Boundaries Commission has confirmed that over 1,400 special electors have to date casted their vote. According to a release on Monday, special voting began at the EBC and is expected nearly 17,000 individuals to participate in the process. The highest special vote turnout recorded yesterday, which was the Arangwes St. Joseph constituency. Proceedings have so far been described as smooth. Special voters or electors are persons who, due to the nature of their jobs or circumstances, are unable to vote on the official polling day. They include members of the Protective Service, EBC officials, and election staffs. Among other, special voting will end on Sunday, April 27th. So Trinidad and Tobago, 17,000 personals to be voted. Special voting. Moving along. During a meeting earlier today between the UNC and the CARICOM election observers, the UNC expressed its concerns on statements being made on public platforms. Speaking during a UNC meeting, attorney at law Darrell Alaha said the following statement made by candidates for La Hokata Talparo, Foster Cummings, at a PNM political meeting on April 10th. Listen to this.
Now, at that meeting, Mr. Cummings stated publicly that he said he used the royal we, which we understand to mean the PNM, decided on election night in 2020 to send out the results for UNC polling stations first, before sending out the results from PNM polling stations. And I think that video has gone viral, or a TikTok of those statements has gone viral on the internet. The national community knows of those statements. And we say that those comments by Mr. Cummings should be extremely disturbing.
He said today the EBC has never distanced itself from Foster Cummings' comment that has undermined the EBC's integrity. Listen to this one now.
And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the national community, we have said, in the UNC, we have said that in no uncertain terms, the Elections and Boundaries Commission is and has always been an extension of the People's National Movement.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, Allah has said the UNC has had many issues with the EBC as the election process began.
Since the 3rd of April 2025 to date, we have written 14 letters to the EBC on various issues, and we have actually added 2 to that since writing this note. So that's about 16 letters that Mr. Kanai has sent out on various issues.
So how is it now that the EBC is given so much problems now? How is it? All of a sudden, problems. Who is the head of the EBC? And if that is an independent body, why does the independent body can't fix the problem that they are having? And how is it that Foster now could release information before it is given to anybody? You know, it's sad, and it's just sad what is taking place in our country, you know. It's really sad. During a meeting earlier today between UNC and CARICOM, letters, information, complaints were given. Moving along. Patriotic Front has launched its 2025 manifesto 6 days ahead of this year's general election that aims to reduce Trinidad and Tobago debt to GDP ratio from 75% to 55% by 2030. Michaela Pandey said, despite our nation being a small island, homicide rate continue to rank the highest in the Caribbean.
With 605 murders recorded last year, we are now labeled as one of the most dangerous countries in the world. That is not a statistic, it's a national emergency. Government after government has refused to invest in the infrastructure we need to grow our own staples. And it doesn't stop there. The record shows decades of mismanagement, billions wasted, failed projects and support programs that promised so much but delivered nothing. The loss is constant, like blood from an open wound. This isn't misfortune, it's incompetence, it's selfishness, and above all, it's betrayal.
Now viewers, the Patriotic Front has also developed a 9-pillar plan to move the countries forward. Some of this includes safer communities with an estimated budget of $250 million annually, cleaner energy and environment with an estimated budget of $50 million annually, diversification, job creation and improvement with improving families. An estimated budget at $800 million annually. Food security with an estimated budget of $250 million annually. Now Trinidad and Tobago. This is the Patriotic Front, some of their plans if they win election 2025. We have the PNM in power for almost 10 years. UNC in power 5 years before this PNM took office for 10 years. And you're looking at performance. You're looking at performance with the two party. 2010 to 2015, 2015 to 2025. It's performance you're looking for. And I always tell this to you, the people, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Buying a new car, building a house, starting a family, starting a job, better living condition, better roads, better schools, better hospitals. Do you see that for yourself? Now, I always tell people I am not affiliated with any political party. I spend my money here every year to show you how your life supposed to be living. We're not supposed to have pothole in the roads. We're supposed to have a proper hospital functioning proper with medicine. Health centers proper. Schooling proper. Top of the line education in the Caribbean. Trinidad and Tobago supposed to be on top. With health, with security, and with education. But where are we today? We are the 6th to the 7th on the world criminal record of being the highest country with the crime rate. 1.4 million people, and we are number 6. Imagine that. 1.4 million people, and we are number 6. It's sad, you know. It's really, really sad. So viewers, ask yourself, for this election, what do you want to see? What are you hoping for? You want to get up in the morning with the same unsafety that you can't go outside? Or you want to get up in the morning thinking that, you know what, today's a good day, we could take a run 11 o'clock in the night. We could go downtown with we gold chain and we bracelet. We could go downtown and pack up, or go down south and pack up, and ain't having to worry about your car being stolen. Over the weekend, I've been hearing some advertisement on radio with UNC and P&M. Watch me now. It's the greatest set of voicing I ever heard, you know. The greatest set of strategies I've ever heard, you know. For this weekend, on radio stations, I heard Dialsing make some comments. Wait, boy. Dialsing, you're good, yes? But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, I have something for Dialsing when we come back. We're going for a short commercial break, but when we return, you're going to hear me with Dialsing and one or two little crime incidents that took place over the weekend.
We'll be right back.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I want to find out something. I'm asking a question. Was there a UNC function in the St. Joseph Marcus area, close to the hospital on Sunday? And did gunmen approach the DJ, the sound system guys, and told them to pack up and leave? We don't want no UNC people meeting here. Is that true? People of the St. Joseph Marcus area. Anybody can call in and verify if that is true? UNC had a meeting there. And gunmen approached the DJ man and telling the DJ man that, hey, we don't need no UNC music here. We don't need no meeting taking place here. Is that true, Trinidad and Tobago? Finding out something, eh? So while this took place on Sunday, right, I saw Terrence Dialsing saying that there were UNC buying votes with rude boys and a bag of money and ganja. Video? Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago.
So to the young men of Arangua St. Joseph, specifically the young men, your future is in your hands, and the country future lies in your hands. There are 2 black pickups driving through the constituency. And in those 2 black pickups, they are bringing bags of money.
Now, try to because there's more to it, eh? There's more to it. But I want to ask Terrence if he made a report to the police station. That's number one. If you know that as an MP, you're supposed to be able to make a report in the station indicating to the officers that information coming to you is that there's 2 pickup in the area, black pickup, giving out rude boy, giving out money, giving out ganja, giving out bullets. Did you make a report, Terrence Dialsing? Now, while Terrence is saying this on his social media platform or campaigning strategies, however you want to call it, I want to find out if in St. Joseph Maracas, close to the hospital, there was a UNC meeting and gunmen came up to the DJ, the sound system guys, and telling them to pack up. So hence the reason why I started off the program tonight as, hey, what really happened with our country? Is it a fight for power? Is it that we're going to do anything for power? You see, we as Trinbagonians, we have this saying. We have this saying that is be with us. Money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. It's you as the individual who plans to do anything for money. Money is not the root of all evil. Money will buy your house, land. Money will buy your car. Money will buy you a ticket to go to the next country. Money will cause business to happen for you. But, the but is, would you do anything for it? That is when you make money a master. You will do anything for it. That is where now our brains tend to click different. How come I don't do anything for money? How come I don't rob and steal and kill for money? How come I don't do that? Everybody who gets up working from 8 to 4, you get up and you go to do your work and you come back home, you make your day work, you make money. How come you aren't robbing and stealing and thing? This is our mentality. Our mental thinking, our capacity to think can't pass certain things. And it's sad. It's sad. So with that now, viewers, I just want to show a little video clip that took place in Claxton Bay. I believe it's Caratal in Claxton Bay. Now, what you're going to see is a video, run the video, is a video individuals thieving iron. Imagine that, eh? Let me get the video now, from the beginning. Now look closely, vehicle, to the top of your screen. You see a vehicle coming up. Lights will go off. Look at this, this happened by a mechanic, eh? Iron thief. Iron thief. Some old engine, some transmission case. Maybe some old iron too. And they're thieving. Now look at it. And the next one. It's sad Trinidad and Tobago to know that we thieving iron now. Last time I talked about iron thief, you know they ban scrapyard iron? The purchase? Now take a close look at this now. A close look and you will see what I'm talking about. Look at that. They hide the number plate, about 4 or 5 men in the tray, and they go with some engine, some casing, transmission casing. Come back to me, Derek. So now Trinidad and Tobago. Do you think now I should call now for the scrap iron industry to be shut down again? Because the last time I went at it, they shut it down, you know. The last time I rant and rave about iron being stolen and selling for iron places who buy scrap iron, they shut down the industry, you know. So do you think I should go back to that again? Because the individual saving up his old engine, transmission case, maybe some old iron, and some bandit with no courtesy for their life just pass and pick it up. So I want to ask them bandit now. I want to ask them bandit on national television. Supposing people find out who all is now and come inside all the house while all is sleeping. What are you going to do? What are they going to do? If they decide to cut out all your hand for thieving, if they decide to cut out all your foot for thieving, reality speaking, because this takes place in Dubai, or don't get tired. If that start happening now, what's going to happen to all you? Let me just say we got a talk spread. 6 people, John, Harry, James, Henry, Johnny. And people come inside all your house now. And you see the same hand you use is the same hand they take off. What's going to happen to all you now? All you want to kill Tom, Dick and Harry. But you forget all you pass and thief a man iron. Right? All you forget all you pass and thief a man iron. So if this go missing now, that is okay. That is okay. But nevertheless, police have a way of finding things when they want. They have ways of finding information. Let me tell you something. I don't put water in my mouth to talk. And if you see some of them walking handless who had two hands, that's not my fault, That could be a policeman friend. Or look at thief of a policeman friend and they decide to deal with all you. That's the reality. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual, man. You are one of the greatest programs to me in the world is hosted by Saieed Ali and Real Talk. Because look what you are highlighting there. And a lot of citizens are looking, the opposition people are looking at your program. Your program is a great program. But citizens of this country, and we highlighted this on your program years now, and citizens of this country must understand the world warned us about this mafia, this criminal enterprise, this dangerous criminal enterprise in this country. Yes, they're warning we about them. They are funding crime, supporting criminals with their activities. So what you see today is the citizens have to face this. They cut in your fence, they cut in your garbage bin side the road and going with it. And nothing is being done because they are funding it and supporting it. So sadly, where we are and citizens of this country, we have an opportunity now to change that, to carry this country forward. We are stagnated while the world, developed countries are moving forward and we are stagnated. Thank God for Real Talk. Thank God for you, Saeed. Else people in this country would not have been aware of what is happening in this country. So God bless you. Thank you for all of this. And to this man, D.L. Singh, the citizen of this country must not forget D.L. Singh arranged, orchestrated, and implemented his own robbery. They still have an aluminum bracelet from him. He did that on his own. And all what he's talking about, that a vehicle is distributing drugs and ammunition, the government, the mafia organization, he part of legalized marijuana. They say decriminalize. They use a big word, decriminalize. They legalize it to destroy education, destroy their own supporter children, which their supporters, the adults, I think, are crying every day for what they did. The young 10 years old smoking weed. I think you all did it, so don't come in here to tell the citizens of this country anything about marijuana and guns and ammunition. You all are supporting it. Mr. Said, you keep this great work you are doing, and I tell you, the 28th of this month, this PNM will be a dead organization in this country, and this country will move forward and be a happy place. God bless you and your staff, Mr. Said. Keep up the great work.
So Trinidad and Tobago, should I ask, or start pushing a motion out to ban scrap iron sales in Trinidad and Tobago? Last time I went at it, they banned scrap iron, they closed them down. So is it that they start back? Because I support the scrap iron dealers, You make your money clean and easy, Clean and safe, But if this is what individuals are doing, well then I gotta start back to push a motion to shut down scrap iron dealers in Trinidad again. Do we want that? Earlier, now Trinidad and Tobago, we sorted out the D.L. Singh video. Now listen to this.
So to the young men of Iran.
This is it? Listen, was to play that before, man. Come now, man. So Trinidad and Tobago. Earlier today, small and medium-sized business were able to access the SME forex window via Exim Bank, the Export-Import Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. The initiative was launched on April 17th by the Finance Ministry in a release on April 18th, the ministry said, the new forex window will be able or available to client of Republic Bank Limited and First Citizen Bank Limited. All relevant information must be uploaded on the Exim Bank website to qualify for access. When approved, the Exim Bank will issue a letter to the RBL or FCB commercial branch for settlement and process of payment direct to the international vendors. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
Through the Exim Bank for small and medium-sized enterprises, for SMEs, we're introducing an allocation to make it a certain amount of foreign exchange, up to 50,000 US, for businesses that qualify, in addition to what your banks, your commercial banks may give you, and that will be distributed through the commercial banks. So whereas before you may have only been able to get access to, you need to pay a bill for 50,000 US, you may have only been able to get access to 50,000 at your bank. Now this initiative that we've come up with, the Exim Bank will provide the additional 50,000.
Caller, good night.
Yes, I. Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yes, I. Concerning some of the events that are taking place over the weekend here.
Yes.
I'm listening to the opposition on the platform and thing, right? And to tell you the honest truth, they're looking real good. They're talking to the man on the ground. They're talking the talk that the people on the ground want to hear. Let me tell you something. This plan with the opposition leader coming forward with this cannabis industry is a very good idea, because you have a lot of money to make with that industry, but you need to do it properly. And the opposition, they have good ideas in ways to diversify the economy. I'm listening to them and they're sounding real good. To tell you the honest truth, they are 100% better than the current administration right now. I see the video you're talking about the Terence Yalsey, and let me tell you something. That whole video, everything that man says is only hogwash. Nothing of substance coming out of that man's mouth. Let me ask you a question, right? He gonna call in two black vans, passing and doing all these things. Now everybody in the whole of St. Joseph who have a black vehicle had to watch themselves then.
Correct.
Because it's either police can target them or bandits can target them. Because the man say they have money and they have weed in the van.
Correct.
Tell me if I'm lying, they could be targeted by either bandits or police.
Yeah.
So everybody on the hill, they know how to watch themselves. So he for a minister and a big man should have been more responsible in things that coming out in mouth.
Correct.
Because let me tell you something, you can't go out there and let me tell you something, the police service, they're failing as a police service. They're supposed to bring me in and question me and find out where he get that information from and start to investigate the whole situation. You cannot have them things going around in an election campaign. Let me tell you something, right? Before I go, right? The PNM party, all them studying on them platform is what the UNC and Kamala going to do. All they don't need to study what she going to do. They have their plan. The opposition has them plans for when they come into power. They know what their plans are. All they're not telling the people what all they're going to do for we, how all they're going to diversify the economy to better we life. All them studying to talk about is what Kamala going to do and what the UNC going to do right side. And that's the problem with the PNM campaign, and that's why they're going to lose the election. And before I go, right, this whole talk when Larry Lala come out, and he talk concerning the UNC bankrupt, and they use out all the cash, and all kind of things. You tell me that's making sense, right? He come out and make that claim that the UNC mismanaged all the funds. That's why they're renting a building. But yet the UNC have $40,000 and $60,000 to give social media activists and influencers to go and bad talk the PNM. That making any sense to you? If they mismanage all their money, how they have money to give away in black vans? How they have all these things to give away? Any outside, you enjoy your night, and people, last week, all they go there, and the week, get rid of these people from government now. Saeed, all they enjoy their night, brother.
Thank you, my friend. Same to you. So viewers, we have in fact a commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about this US Forex $50,000 for small business after this.
We'll be right back.
throws you a curveball. And you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over, with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So welcome back to Real Talk viewers. Trinidad and Tobago National Nursing Association is now happy that it was able to negotiate on behalf of nurses, which it believed swayed the hands of Prime Minister Stuart Young to ensure they received much needed rise in salary. Listen to this.
That the nurses working for the RHAs across the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago have not had their salaries looked at and adjusted since 2013. Will I stand here tonight as the 8th Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and tell our nurses who have given yeoman service, who save lives and who look after us in the hospitals and the healthcare centers, that this morning I gave instructions that that be fixed and that the CPO look at giving our nurses increases from 2013.
Now viewers, Young also promised that nursing students at the University of Southern Caribbean and the University of the West Indies will receive the same stipend as nursing students who attend the College of Science, Technology and Applied Arts. That is COSTAT. Listen to this.
Right now, there are 3 categories of nursing students in Trinidad. Those in the government program under COSTAT, those who are at University of Southern Caribbean, and those who are at UWI. The COSTAT nurses receive a stipend that helps them when they have to do their work on the ward, to be able to travel to work, and to be able to finish their studies. The UE students and the USC students don't receive it. I am telling the nursing students tonight, and I first was told this story when I was traveling on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago, fighting for Trinidad and Tobago, and a young nursing student walked with me to the plane in a foreign country. Nursing students tonight, the next PNM government that I intend on leading from the 29th of April will address this, and the students in UE and USC will get the same stipend as those in Costa.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I just want to understand something. That is the same Prime Minister who said, if we vote UNC, that UNC will carry Trinidad and Tobago to the IMF, which means Trinidad broke. So where is the government now getting money now to fund these projects? I just want to ask this question. Like I said, I do not belong to any political party. I do not affiliate myself to no political party. I am an independent individual in Trinidad and Tobago who funds an independent show on Synergy Television. And I'm just here to bring the truth to you. Just the truth. So, nurses going to get a 5% if the PNM government comes into power. If. Good? So, since 2013, they said they were working on the 2013 salary. Where was Mr. Terence Dial sing all the time? This is what I want to ask the nurse and them. Where was Terence Dial sing all the time? Where was the negotiation all the time with the CPU? So it took 9 years. It took the general election year for this to happen. It took the general election year for this to happen. So if the PNM come into power, you will get it. But the thing is now, is the PNM going to carry Trinidad and Tobago to the IMF also? I'm just asking a question. Same thing with the forex. Same thing with the forex. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago. The forex window was first announced by Prime Minister Stuart Young during an interview with former United National Congress MP Dinesh Rambali. Eligible business could access up to 50,000 per month. So I want to ask the question again. Is it because of election time? This is something that you all saying. So, what I want to find out, they're going to be receiving 50,000 per month onwards. Okay? Small business. But I thought we have a shortage of forex in Trinidad and Tobago. I thought we have a shortage. If we have a shortage of forex in Trinidad and Tobago, and the general business people in Trinidad and Tobago cannot get forex when they go to the bank, how the mother in hell, Stuart Young, I'm asking a question, how the mother in hell, the SME is going to get up to 50,000 a month moving forward? Common sense, Trinidad and Tobago. Common sense, we call that. I want to ask Dan Paul this question. I want to ask Stuart Young this question. All the time they're complaining, we do not have forex, we do not have forex, we have a shortage of it. The businessman a few months back couldn't get money to bring in their goods, but all of a sudden Stuart Young said, the SMEs is going to get $50,000 a month going forward. All the time if I'm talking nonsense, you know. Some of us talking nonsense. Is it because of election time that whatever the tongue says is okay? So, if the UNC win, where them getting the money, they're going to carry us to the IMF. But the PNM is saying, if we goes back into power, these things happening. And since Dr. Rowley in power, Dr. Rowley is saying, tighten your belt, tighten your belt, tighten your belt, tighten your belt. And that seems to be the song of the PNM. Tighten your belt. Trinidad and Tobago, all I can bring to all is the truth, you know. That is all I can bring to all you, the truth. And I'm showing all of the truth with facts behind it. I'm showing it to all you. All have seen it. For the last 9 years, your road ethics. You're going on in the same pothole 10 times for the week. You're complaining. Corporation complaining, they don't have no money. They bring out property tax. Talking about property tax, I want you to remember something. You see, this is my job, you know. My job is not to tell you who to vote, you know. That's not my job. My job on national television is to open your eyes to the reality you're facing, because I'm facing it too. I'm facing it too. I'm not exempted. Let me tell you something now. If you're going down the road and I want 20, let me use Almira. The low class people, you're going down the road with Almira. You breaks one pothole, you're going on in the next one. Good? Nice. Maybe the director of a finance company, Real Talk Financing, maybe the president of Real Talk Credit Union, another financial institution where money is playing. I going down the road with a Porsche or a Range Rover. I dodge from one pothole and I end up in the next one. Are we going on in the same pothole? But you now would quicker say side blaming the PNM. While I trying to get the Minister of Finance to release funding for the corporation so they could fix the damn pothole. That's the difference between me and you. My vehicle mightn't be your vehicle, but they're going on in the same damn pothole. That's the difference. Outside you're blasting the PNM. When your tire bust, the PM give you money to buy a tire? No, clown. When your shocks fall out, or your ball joint fall out, and your rim bend, which one of them give you money? You had a cut buying 3 chicken now, and buy 1 chicken that week. Why? Your shocks bust. Your ball joint fall out, but side you're blasting. This is why I say. This is why I just always say. Our capacity to think and pass we knows. We can't do that. We can't do that. But you could quick to say side you're blasting. If I blasting, I'm my business. I always say turn the station. But when you go down in the pothole tomorrow, hey, where's the side number? Let me call this one, highlight the pothole. United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio has agreed to work very closely with Trinidad and Tobago government to find solution to the Dragon gas deal. On April 8th, the U.S. administration, led by President Donald Trump, announced that TNT's license granted by the United States Office of Foreign Asset Control, OFAC, which would facilitate the exploration of gas field in Venezuela water, had been revoked. However, Rubio T reaffirmed the strong U.S.-TT bilateral relationship, emphasizing shared priorities in the regional energy, security, and economic cooperation. Rubio said he welcomed young exploration of viable options that support the country's energy needs while remaining constant with the US sanction policy. So Trinidad and Tobago, let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. You know, it's sad. It's sad to see how things end up in Trinidad and Tobago. So viewers, this is our next another incident that happened in Trinidad. Again, Stuart said UNC is going to carry us to the IMF. But listen to this. Port Authority Chairman Lyle Alexander is denying claims of a secret deal to privatize the Port of Spain port and put 1,500 workers on the breadline. The claim was made by Dr. Rudal Monilal, who alleged there was a plot to give away state-owned assets in a recent UNC address. Monilal produced a 9-page document from Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago titled Evaluation Report on the Invitation of Tender for the Port. Let's listen to this.
Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, matter for consideration of the Cabinet Oversight Committee. Evaluation report on the invitation to tender for the public-private partnership project of the Port of Spain. Let me repeat that. Evaluation report on the invitation to tender for the public-private partnership project for the Port of Spain. And it goes through some technical detail. I won't read it for you, but the long and short is that they invited companies, international firms and so on, in shipping, we assume, and they invited them to tender for a private-public partnership with the Port of Spain, where they will lease the assets. They will surrender the assets of the people of Trinidad and Tobago to a foreign company.
It stated that a company established in the Philippines had been selected as a preferred bidder out of 6 companies, as it had fulfilled all the requirements of the legal and commercial tender as stand in the request for proposal. Listen to this again.
Who are they? What are they? Who are they connected to? That you will take the assets, millions and millions of dollars of assets, and pass it to them on the eve of a general election. Tonight we want to ask them, what is the status of the workers? They have had no consultation with the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union, the recognized union there. There's a collective bargaining process. There are collective agreements in place. What is the status of that with this arrangement? They have outstanding collective negotiations taking place, brothers and sisters. They have a matter, an outstanding 12% wage increase that was from 2015, when the Port Workers Union negotiated with the Port Authority and agreed on 12%. The PNM government, they never recognized that agreement. What happens to the 12%? No. What happens to the workers? Over 1,500 port workers, their necks are on the block. They are on the chopping block if this sees the light of day.
Trinidad and Tobago. You know one thing I love about Rudal Monilal? He always present a document to back up what he's saying. That is what I love about Monilal. He wouldn't just come out on a platform and rant and rave and promise and the well-spoken tongue. He always has a document to relate the business of the people with. That is what I love about this individual. Not because he's a UNC, you know. No, I am not affiliated with party. I keep saying that. And you notice for the last 8 years, whenever I talk about something, there's always a document or a video to back it up. Hence the reason why I asked Terence Dialsing on national television, did you go and file a report in the police station with the knowledge you have gained? Because you have placed a lot of individuals with black Toyota pickup, with black Nissan pickup, with black van in the Arangwes community. Is Arangwes? Arangwes? Where the Alsing said the thing coming from? St. Joseph. You have placed a lot of individuals with black pickup in problems. Because police could be marking them, bandit could be marking them, want to be bandit could be marking them. You know what I call it? An irresponsible statement. That is what you call it. If you heard that as a minister, go make a report and stay silent. But then again, you are really a business who target from who I targeted. You come out and just brag your mouth and say something. It's sad, boy. It's stinking sad. I am not against PNM, I am not against UNC, I am not against no political party in Trinidad and Tobago. What we want is the truth and fix the country. Oh, before we go further, I just want to wish Kamala Prasad Bisesa a happy birthday. I believe it's 73 today. She's 73 today, so from Real Talk Group of Companies, we do want to wish you a happy birthday, Ms. Kamala. Now, some of you might find that, hey, Saeed, why was she happy birthday? When Dr. Rowley celebrated, we did the same thing. We wish him a happy birthday. When he decided to go home, resign from politics, I wish him all the best. At the end of the day, he has a job to do. Everybody have a job to do. But responsibility is a key figure. Always remember that. So viewers, remember Real Talk Financing is giving you 5% interest up front. Take advantage. Until we meet again, good night.